Destinies, this is Celebration TV. Revealing Jesus, releasing destinies, this is Celebration TV. Revealing Jesus,
to 15.7 trillion naira by the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
Welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I am Akosile Nicholas Walter, and here are the news making the headlines. Buhari off to Saudi Arabia for investment summit and lesser Hajj. Civilian leaders arrested amid reports of a coup in Sudan. China President Xi Jinping marks 50th anniversary at UN. Unemployment, a time bomb behind insecurity, says NLC. Barca lose first El Clasico without Messi. Please stay with us as we bring you details of the news after this short break. Don't go anywhere. You're welcome back and thanks for joining us. Now the news in full. Buhari off to Saudi Arabia for investment summit and lesser Hajj. President Muhammadu Buhari departs for Riyadh, Saudi Arabia to participate in the investment conference organized by the Future Investment Initiative Institute. The senior special assistant to the President of Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, disclosed this in a statement. The President will be joined at the 5th edition of a flagship investment event by business executives from Nigeria, bankers, captains of industry, and energy experts to discuss issues on the future investments across the globe. The 3-day event with the theme Investment in Humanity, which will host global executives and asset managers, will deliberate on progress and prosperity with energy through final frontiers in investments, science in action, and impact of climate change on communities, amongst others. Buhari will perform the lesser Hajj in Medina and Mecca before returning to the country on Friday. According to Shehu, he will be accompanied on the trip by the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Issa Pantami, Minister of States for Foreign Affairs, Zubairu Dada, and Minister of States for Petroleum Resources, Timi Presiva, National Security Advisor Major General Babagana Mongono, retired, Director General National Intelligence Agency, Ahmed Abubakar, Managing Director, Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, Uche Oji, and Chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa. Some participants from the private sector on the trip are Mohammed Ndimi Aliko Dangote, Tokbe Shonubi, Wale Tinubu, Abdul Samad Rabiu, Hassan Usman, Omoboyede Olusanya, Abubakar Suleiman, and Herbert Egbert Wigwe, and Leo Eke. And moving forward quickly, we'll have ASUU cautions federal government on 30 billion naira revitalization fund, and October 31st deadline nears. The Academic Staff Union of Universities has cautioned the federal government against non-payment of a 30 billion naira revitalization fund in promised universities. The president of ASUU, Professor Emmanuel Oshodeke, who stated this in an interview, said government was in the habit of not fulfilling its promises. He said he hoped government would release the fund on or before the end of the month, as it agreed with the union. Oshodeke further said that the National Executive Committee of the union will meet early next month to assess the extent government has met its demand. Although ASUU president did not say whether the union would embark on strike or not if its demands were not met, it was learned that the National Executive Council meeting would discuss all options. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, had on August 2nd said the government had paid the 30 billion naira as the University Revitalization Fund as contained in the Memorandum of Agreement is signed with ASUU on January 21st when the union suspended its 9-month strike. He, however, says that the money was lodged with the Central Bank of Nigeria pending the conclusion of the audit reports of the Implementation Committee on the use of previous funds disbursed by or to the university by the Ministry of Education and the National Universities Commission. In another development, quickly, parents and school owners lament delay in release of NECO results. Some parents and school owners have complained about the delay in the release of the 2021 Senior School Certificate examinations conducted by the National Examination Council results, and the exam commenced on Monday, July 5th, 2021, and ended on Monday, August 16, 2021. Some parents said their children and wards required the results to sit post-unified tertiary matriculation examination and process admission into tertiary institutions. And the chairman, Top Deal College and 3D Educational Services, Ikorodu, Lagos, Mr. Oladeji Akinola, explained that some schools would not accept awaiting results, adding that it was important that NECO results were actually released early so that the candidates would not miss admission having passed the UTME. However, the spokesman for NECO, Aziz Sani, said the council will finish marking 2021 SSCE and the results will be out soon. And now, coming from around Africa, civilian leaders arrested amid reports of a coup in Sudan. Unidentified gunmen arrested several Sudanese leaders earlier today at their homes after weeks of tension between the military and civilian transitional authorities in the East African country. The internet was cut off throughout the country while demonstrators gathered in the streets to protest against the arrest, setting fires on tires. The events came just 2 days after Sudanese factions calling for a transfer of power to civilian rule warned of a creeping coup at a press conference that a crowd of unidentified people sought to prevent. Sudan has been undergoing a precarious transition marred by political divisions and power struggles since the ouster of President Omar al-Bashir in April 2019. Since August 2019, the country has been ruled by a civilian military administration charged with overseeing the transition to all-civilian regime. The main civilian bloc, the Forces for Freedom and Change, which led the anti-Bashir protest in 2019, has split into two opposing factions. Tensions between the two sides have long existed, but the divisions were exacerbated after the failed coup on September 21st. Last week, tens of thousands of Sudanese marched into several cities to support the full transfer of power to civilians and to center a rival multi-day sitting outside the presidential palace in the capital, Khartoum, which demanded a return to military rule. And still coming from around Africa, UN delegation arrives in Mali to mount pressure on junta. UN Security Council delegates, led by the ambassadors from the United States, France, and Niger, arrived in Bamako for 2 days of talks to push the military-led interim government for a return to democracy after 2 coups in 9 months. The delegation adds to international pressure on coup leaders to abide by February 27 deadline set by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, for a presidential election, a deadline that the regime is openly suggesting might be missed. Kenya's ambassador to the UN, Martin Kimani, said it will be ideal for them to have a better understanding of the situation in Mali in order to know how best to help. Malian Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Abdoulaye Diop, welcomed the delegation, adding that the meeting would help to give a progress report by the government. In a statement released on Friday, Human Rights Watch had urged the UN mission to use this as an opportunity to encourage Malian authorities to investigate a spate of alleged summary executions and forced disappearances and detentions by government security forces. Military intervention by France and the UN has failed to quell an Islamist insurgency that has swept into central Mali and spilled over into neighboring Burkina Faso and Niger, leaving thousands dead and forcing hundreds of thousands from their homes. We'll go on a very short break. We'll come back. We'll bring you updates from the foreign scene. Don't go anywhere.
What business are you planning to showcase to the world? That which will satisfy the need of humanity? Of course, with Celebration TV, it will get the desired reciprocation you long for. We are committed to giving your business and services that quality touch of class, and you will be happy you made the right choice by placing that investment of yours on the right platform. Without delay, you can call on this number for your advert placement, partnership, or sponsorship of our programs. Celebration Television, your best bet.
You're welcome back. Many thanks for staying with us on our news desk. Now, updates from China. China President Xi Jinping marks 50th anniversary at UN. China's President Xi Jinping marked the country's 50 years of membership in the United Nations with a speech calling for greater global cooperation. China was a founding member of the United Nations but was blocked by the United States from taking up its seat until 1971. Mr. Xi repeated calls for global cooperation at the United Nations, adding that issues like terrorism, climate change, and cybersecurity requires multilateral solutions. He did not mention Taiwan. Taiwan lost its seat at the UN after China, a permanent member of the UN Security Council, joined the organization in 1971. China sees Taiwan as a breakaway province, while Taiwan claims to be a free and independent country. However, China's policies assert that there is only one sovereign Chinese government and that Taiwan is an inseparable part of a country that is to be reunified one day with the mainland. Mr. Xi said that the decision to recognize the representatives of the government of the People's Republic of China as the only legitimate representatives of China to the United Nations was a victory for the Chinese people and a victory for people of the world. More updates coming from United Kingdom. NHS in England to receive £5.9 billion to reduce backlog. The NHS in England is to receive an extra £5.9 billion in this week's budget, the government has announced. The money will be used to help clear the record backlog of people waiting for tests and scans, which has been worsened by the pandemic, and also to buy equipment and improve IT. More details are due on Wednesday, but Chancellor Rishi Sunak called the money game-changing. Health bodies welcomed the cash but said staff shortages need to be fixed. Health Secretary Sajid Javid said the funding was new money and that Mr. Sunak would set out exactly where it was coming from on Wednesday. The NHS is facing sustained pressure as it grapples with an unprecedented backlog of procedures put on hold due to the pandemic. More than 5 million people waiting for NHS hospital treatment in England, with hundreds of thousands waiting more than a year, and the £5.9 billion set to be officially announced on Wednesday in Wednesday's budget and spending review is on top of the £12 billion a year that was announced in September. That money will be raised through tax increases, the rise in national insurance, and from 2022, the health and social care levy, and will be spent on resources such as staffing. The £5.9 billion will be used to pay for physical infrastructure and equipment, not day-to-day spending. Now we'll quickly go straight to business news, and on business news, unemployment, a time bomb behind insecurity, says NLC. The Nigerian Labour Congress has described unemployment as a time bomb, adding that if not urgently addressed by the federal government, it will be difficult for the nation to have peace. The President, Nigerian Labour Congress, Ayuba Waba, said this during the 40th anniversary celebration of the Labour Writers Association of Nigeria. He said with what was happening today, the organized labor needed more collaboration and sensitization of every worker to be able to be on the same page and address some of the ills. On his part, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, said the Buhari-led administration had maintained a calm industrial environment. Ngige, who was represented by the Special Advisor on Media, Nwachukwu Obidiwe, said the current regime had in 6 years and 5 months been very effective in job creation despite the inherited socio-economic downturn. He said Nigeria with a growing population always having hundreds of thousands of youths graduating into the labor markets yearly. And still on business news, we'll have Lekki Deep Sea Port, 66% ready, says MD. The management of Lekki Deep Sea Port, Lagos, says the construction of a port is 66% ready. This came as the Commissioner for Commerce, Industry and Cooperatives in Lagos State, Dr. Lola Kande, has commended the management of Lekki Deep Sea Port on the level of work done on the construction of the port. The Commissioner, who was accompanied by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Commerce and Industry, Oladele Ajayi, and the Managing Director of Lekki Worldwide Investments Free Trade Zone, Dr. Tunde Sodade, stated this during an inspection visit to the site by a delegation from Lagos State. She conveyed the message of the governor to the team of a great work they are doing, saying the governor is highly impressed with the progress of work. The Managing Director of Lekki Deep Sea Port, Durugang, lauded the state government for its support and assured the Commissioner that China Harbour Engineering Company and Tolaram was fully committed to delivering the first deep sea port in the state, given its importance in attracting investments. We'll go on a short break, come back, we'll bring you news from the sporting world. I'm sure you would love to hear this.
What business are you planning to showcase to the world? That which will satisfy the need of humanity? Of course, with Celebration TV, it will get the desired reciprocation you long for. We are committed to giving your business and services that quality touch of class, and you will be happy you made the right choice by placing that investment of yours on the right platform. Without delay, you can call on this number for your advert placement, partnership, or sponsorship of our programs. Celebration Television, your best bet.
You're welcome to Sports News. Barca lose first El Clasico without Messi. Real Madrid pied renewed pressure on Barcelona coach Ronald Koeman as David Alaba scored a scintillating goal to help them seal a 2-1 victory in the Clasico at Camp Nou. Barca have now lost a fourth consecutive Clasico for the first time since 1965 and stay lowly 8th in La Liga, 5 points behind Madrid, who surged back to the top of the table. After beating Valencia and winning a crucial Champions League game against Dynamo Kiev this week, it represents a fresh setback for Barca and Koeman, whose future will again come under scrutiny. Madrid, meanwhile, see their own recovery bolstered after backing up a thumping win over Shakhtar Donetsk to leave a rocky run in the rearview mirror. This was the first league meeting between these clubs without either Lionel Messi or Sergio Ramos since 2005, and why there were still veterans on show: Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, and Karim Benzema, Gerard Piqué, and Sergio Busquets all starting. It was a Clasico more about the future. For the first time in 65 years, 6 players younger than 22 began the game, while Gavi, Barcelona's 17-year-old midfielder, was the youngest Barca starter in a Clasico in almost a century. In another sports news, quickly, Super Falcons beat Ghana 2-1 on aggregate to reach final round. The Super Falcons fought a tough battle to edge out Ghana's Black Queens and reach the final round of the qualification series for next year's Women Africa Cup of Nations to be hosted by Morocco. A lone goal defeat in Accra meant the 9-time African champions survived with a 2-1 aggregate win over their host. Both teams finished with 10 players after Ghana's captain Portia Buhari was dismissed for a second bookable offense, and minutes after Nigeria's left-back Glory Ogbonna was expelled by Ivorian referee Zomadre Sonia Kore. The lively Princella Adebi got Ghana's goal midway into the second half as the Super Falcons were expecting adherence to fair play principle. Afterwards, Captain Asisa Toshuala missed an opportunity to draw Nigeria level. With the strong scent of blood, the Black Queens launched onslaught after onslaught, but could not get the goal that would have tied the fixture and make penalty shootout inevitable at the Accra Sports Stadium. The Falcons progressed to the final round, where they played the Lady Elephants of the Ivory Coast in February 2022. And we have come to the end of our News on Celebration Television news desk, and here right now quickly run through the news headlines. Buhari off to Saudi Arabia for investment summit and lesser Hajj. Civilian leaders arrested amid reports of a coup in Sudan. China President Xi Jinping marks 50th anniversary at UN. Unemployment, a time bomb behind insecurity, says NLC. Barca lose first El Clasico without Messi. And quickly, we have photo of the day. And photo of the day, you could see images. One is higher, the other is lower. What does that depict? That success is not always what you see. Success is not what you see. It's what you actually imagine and work towards that brings success to you. You can drop your comment on our social media platforms. On Facebook, Celebration TV. Instagram, My Celebration TV. You can tweet at us at My Celebration TV. YouTube, Celebration TV. Do not forget that your positive contribution to the wellness of a society you find yourself or the organization you work defines your leadership might. As an individual who knows what to do and do without expecting to be pushed has backed these ways to success. Be it known today that everything we do, think, feel, and believe either has a positive or negative effect on humanity and our national well-being. Be a part of nation building today. Thanks once again for staying with us on our news desk. I remain Akosile Nicholas Walter. Have a wonderful week ahead. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosun.